Hello, friends, City Clippers. I still haven't figured out what would be a great name for all you folks who are loyal subscribers to our business and tech newsletter. For those of you who are not familiar with what we're doing with City Clips, our online newsletter, email newsletter, is dedicated and focused on covering everything related to business and tech in North Florida. And of course, we're here in Tallahassee, so we try to cover as much as we can in the Tallahassee business and tech community, but also in the neighboring areas. Um, Really, in a few years, in a matter of 5 to 10 years, or probably more, depending on the speed of growth, I could just see everything kind of just expanding if the community allows things to do so. For example, not that we want to repeat what San Francisco did or the Bay Area, but I was there in the 90s, growing up there in high school, and then in college too, during the dot-com era. I saw how just there was a huge boom, like there was waves after decades of innovation, and just for some reason they really got it together, and tech obviously blew up over there. It really helps to have the talent that they have with the universities all over there in the Bay Area. Not just only UC Berkeley, Stanford, San Jose State University has a lot of talented folks, and then also see, I'm sure there's a bunch of others that I know, like San Francisco University, San Francisco State. There's a lot of smart folks coming out of there. UC Davis, not too far from there either. Or you got folks or alumni from, UC Irvine, UCLA, that live in the Bay Area. It's funny, there's always like a switch. I had friends who grew up in SoCal who went to Berkeley, vice versa, people who grew up in San Francisco and NorCal that went to UCI and UCLA. So kids always want to do something different and be far away from home. Um, but anyways, long story short, like there was a lot of positives that came out of growth from people who invested in tech and communities that invested in tech, but there's also a lot of negatives. So we have the advantage here in Florida and North Florida to take the best aspects of growth and not repeat the negative aspects. Um, and so, yeah, anyways, I'd like to be part of that story of covering everyone else's story, covering business information, business stats, everything related to tech as well, because no one's really doing that in a hyper focused way. And so, and then the other thing too, obviously for women, is Wednesdays. So, for those of you who've already subscribed, you know our daily themes: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday is all about motivation for growth and economic development. Tuesdays is all about tech. Wednesdays are all about women in our community that are killing it, making an impact, making a difference in our community. And then Thursday is all about stats. If you're into numbers and you're geeky like myself, who loves to not so much find out the stats, yeah, okay, I like to investigate and dig, but just learning about stats, it's very insightful, and maybe it can help somebody along the way. It's just like knowing stats about marketing, business, stats about demographics, and interesting things that you might not know about North Florida and Florida in general too. Speaking of Florida, Fridays are all about fun things that go viral, fun things and facts about Florida, of course, with some touches on Tallahassee. But we're finding really cool things about Florida that I didn't know existed, like really unique travel locations, great places to, spend time with family, springs, natural springs, of course, touristy spots, or really cool restaurants and dessert places, things that we're finding on social media that should be shared via email too. So um, there's a lot of social media influencers out there sharing content in social, but little did they know there's so much value in email. Because you might have heard me say this before, I'm going to say it again. One email subscriber is worth more than one follower. And I'm quoting someone else when I say one email is worth 10 times more than one social media follower. So even, depending on the demographic, depending on the audience, the value just, varies. But in our case, for business owners, CEOs, key decision makers, executive directors, which we have in our subscriber list, and consists of the audience that we are targeting, then the value goes up. So now that I rambled about CityClips in general, today is going to be all about growth tactics. Speaking of which, this is part 2. And last week I did get a chance to have a guest on. I can't believe it was last week. It really does feel like it was yesterday. And Rich Smith, who's founder of multiple organizations, and I know he's like full-fledged focused on getting ready for Impact Week. And Impact Week is happening mid-November. Save the dates. We're sharing it in our newsletter. And he was so insightful about a lot of things, and he's a mentor. So certain things I didn't know existed too. The mentor network, really cool. I'm gonna have to look into those things. But yeah, he was on as a guest, and of course I didn't focus too much on the topic that I reserved for that week, which was to create content. But Impact Week was all about content. So it's really highlighting all the great aspects of our community business and business related, nonprofit related, just anything that you want to contribute back to the community for free. I mean, the whole event. There's tickets actually. He is charging for tickets for this specialized event, and he's already getting close to 30 events now and multiple speakers. So please plan on saving the date for that. Now back to what I want to talk about today, which is growth tactics. What we're doing with CityClips right now is a bunch of different ad campaigns. Ali and his team, yes, Ali's still part of this. He is focused on Google ads. I've seen some ads go through and they're looking at their stats right now. We know that Facebook ads really work well too, so they're going to start experimenting with that. And for me, I've had success with in-person events and boots on the ground and just getting people to subscribe by just telling them the gist of what we're trying to do. And so every time I go to an event, I get at least 5 to 10. When I table, I get 20 or probably more. And then when I go to an event and tell people what I'm up to, in addition to what I'm doing with JH Creative, people usually subscribe. So we're at that point at the 280 subscriber mark. But it was really encouraging because I listened to a podcast recently with the co-founders of Morning Brew. Alex Lieberman said for a while they hit the 250 mark just as students when they were still trying to grow things. And then they tried a new strategy. And I'm thinking it's been on my list to start visiting business communities and start doing a pitch, and also business students and in class and everything, and start doing a presentation. So that's what he and his co-founder did. They just went all over campus and just started going guest speaking to students, just say, hey, you're a business student, you should definitely subscribe because this is how you're going to keep tabs on what's happening with business. So they grew from about 250 to almost 1,000 doing that strategy, and from there word of mouth. And then after that they started expanding in the region, which was Michigan area and Big Ten colleges. So they from there got a couple ambassadors in different campuses to then spread the word, and from that it was really pretty much organic to then 10,000 subscribers. So fingers crossed. And I've been giving Ali like, Ali, come on. He's supposed to own the growth, and I'm the one who's dealing with the branding and content and outreach and stuff like that. So we're getting a lot of interest. I mean, a friend of mine told me that they're a tech company, a software company, and through just me producing content for CityClips, somebody asked about somebody contacted me. They saw my stuff on Launch Tally. What shout out to Launch Tally. And they asked me if I knew of any local fintech companies. So I connected him to some software companies that actually focus on fintech related apps and do something similar with financial services. And this lead was pretty much qualified to potentially work with my friend who owns a tech company. I'm keeping it, um, private just because it's not public information. And then this lead not only was qualified, but they were willing to put six figures down for potential services. So, anyways, that's one thing. I mean, we do have investors subscribed. It might be a small list, but we have a great quality list, and we're hoping to grow it more. Um, Hopefully by by the end of this year. That's my ambitious goal. And so, anyways, speaking, yeah, so we're talking about growth tactics. We're talking about what actually has been working for us, and then I've also been heavily studying and just kind of using the open playbook that Alex provided on his LinkedIn um, newsletter post. If I can find it and pull it up, but while I do that, which is one thing. I mean, I see someone's watching over there. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure who you are. Feel free to ask questions and make a comment. LinkedIn, Alex. Oh yeah, I did create a Google Doc on his post. Yeah. I made a worksheet for myself so then it would hold me accountable to make sure that I was following some of his steps, and I'll go ahead and share the screen. I I do have a couple other ideas that are not ads that might help us grow faster. Because I'm willing to go to college campuses and start pitching and everything, but sometimes it takes time to get a professor to approve, a speaker to come in and speak to their students. So I'm thinking the fastest way might be that I, create my own events. And I did mention online events before, and I'm actually very excited about it. So it makes me think like, and it's an idea that's sticking. Um, I did not jump into it right away because, it's tempting. If you're a fellow entrepreneur, you're creative, you come up with a lot of ideas, and then you start executing, and you just get really overwhelmed with everything that you're trying to manage. So it's like after enough experience of starting something, not finishing or failing, making mistakes and stuff, it's like, I'm hesitant to start something else again. So going back to this document what that I brought up, it's if you don't know what I'm referring to, it's pretty much Alex Lieberman's newsletter and open playbook that he posted on LinkedIn, free for anyone to use. It depended on whoever wants to execute. And I'm right here, like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna do this. And it says how to build a successful newsletter business, which is what I want to do. And last week I talked about creating content. That would be the topic here. So according to what Alex was saying, 3 phases is it's a 1-month process. We'll ensure that you create a world-class newsletter that finds content market fit within your niche. And I'll try to transition into growth mode pretty quickly because I'm running out of time and I did hop on a little late. Phase 1, nail the content. That takes 1 week. Create an MVP of 1 newsletter. I mean, we're ahead of this. This is great. It's based on step 2. It should be exactly what you plan to send to your audience, just without the final design. Then step 2, create a trusted circle of 8 to 10 readers and critics. Yay, we're at 250, well, 280. It says don't pick best friends or family. Pick people who are your market of 1. Will give you helpful feedback. Don't worry about hurting your feelings. Yeah, I mean, we do have our actual market of 1 here in Tallahassee that are subscribed. I believe we have at least 8 to 10 that are in that category. And then send your MVP to the circle and have them answer the following questions. What is your favorite section of the newsletter and why? This is something that we haven't done yet. We could probably get some feedback. What is your least favorite section of the newsletter? Why? We could probably even start digging into the click reports and just find out, like, okay, why are people paying attention to this area of the newsletter more than this area? But a lot of people keep saying to me when they bump into me and tell me in person, they're saying, I really like how you include the events at the bottom. Um, so far, we haven't had any major complaints of what they don't like. Um, how would you describe the voice personality of the newsletter? I haven't asked anyone that, but no one has also given any critical feedback on that. So far, I think people are liking the voice that I'm providing. Who specifically do you think would most benefit from reading this newsletter? Because we are targeting business owners, and I'm thinking now that I've been doing this for almost a year, I'm thinking it's ideal for like the younger professional and the younger business owner or those who are new to Tallahassee. Um, so even though that's not quite like the 35 to, I mean, that's more like between 20 to 40. Well, 40 is no longer young, 20 to 30. And then from 30 to 45 is where it starts to go into like business owner, CEO, um, that C-level suite. But I'm noticing now, like every time I'm in contact with the older maybe let's say 44 and up, going into Gen X baby boomer, older Gen X baby boomer, they don't like daily emails. Because they get too many emails already. So there's a combination of like who would like this, but and as far as our deliverability, our open rates have still been relatively above 45%, and interest is still there. I would love for it to still stay above 50%, but um, I think because our list there's a combination of folks in there that might have subscribed and then they don't really open all the time. So, but we have a steady group of 100 plus, that open it every day. Maybe some of them don't open every day. Some of them just open every other day or whatever. Um, okay, so what is the one thing you change about newsletter? That's a great question. I could ask that. If you're watching and you're a subscriber, feel free to just, let me know. What is one content idea you love to see tested in the newsletter? That's cool. I like that. I'm gonna see if maybe I can post this on LinkedIn or something and just get people's feedback straight on LinkedIn. And then step 4, edit the MVP based on the feedback that you believe enhances the quality of the newsletter. Once done, you now have your sample newsletter, which will act as your standard. Like, I think Ali and I had definitely gone through a few iterations. Like, I had a longer version of what we're posting or publishing now. And so we did test a few iterations. And then, so in a sense, we did go through steps 1 through 3 and 4. We didn't go through the questionnaire, but I did, get a lot of feedback from Ali, which was helpful. Phase 2, nail the process. I think we're pretty much there. Like, I've talked about my process too. Goal of phase 2 is to make sure your editorial standard is high and your editorial process from content ideation to newsletter send is operating like clockwork. If your newsletter is daily, send 1 a week, 5 newsletters of daily newsletters to your trusted circle. So this is more like a test. And if your newsletter is weekly, send 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 newsletters of weekly newsletters to your trusted circle. While you're nailing the process, you should be ironing out your newsletter launch checklist in the background. Is this the newsletter checklist? This is like, okay, it looks like he loves Beehive. Heh. Part of me is like getting hesitant to go that route, but I might as well just test it out to see. I just need to test it out for one of my other series and just launch it because I think me and my team were just kind of procrastinating on that and overthinking that related to Filipinos Fridays. I can see that there's so much potential growth for that one. Design your newsletter. Ricky Figuera is great. He designed Big Desk Energy. Oh, yeah, I'm a subscriber to that too. What do you call those again? Those newsletter hoarders? Like, yeah, I'm probably subscribed to every single newsletter that's out there that has newsletter geek. That's what you could call me. Okay, so design your website at minimum, landing page, archive, post sign up page. I'd use Design Joy and then build within Beehive. I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole with this. Write your post, subscribe, welcome email. Your goal with this, yes, I have an automated message already. And then with this email, set expectations. What can the reader expect? Yep, I've done that. When can they expect it? Why should they be excited about it? Enhance deliverability. Instruct them to reply to the email or drag email. This is good. I believe I need to include that sentence. I've seen it a million times in other newsletters when they want to confirm if I received the actual email. GTM plan, refer to step 5. And then that is okay. So that's for growth. Okay. You should have at least one test run with your trusted circle that includes the full user flow, website, sign up, post subscribe, welcome, email inbox, in inbox. Yes. I mean, pretty much is launched. So this is like all of these steps are under create. It's nice to have. So we're kind of along the way. I mean, we are in growth phase. So great launch means A plus GTM, A plus GTM execution plus A plus newsletter issue number 1 execution. Okay, great. We've done it. Yeah. So we're obviously, so back to step 5, growth, which circles us back to the actual topic of today. And I did say about what we've gotten to already. Looks like he provided options. So option 1, co-launch with a distributor. And then option 2, see, this is a nice explanation of it, is build your base brick by brick. I think we're pretty much between these two options. I believe we're pretty much like doing that. We're just doing brick by brick. It's interesting how we're getting bits and pieces of his experience. And I should just send him this. And you just send him like, hey, I made a worksheet of your thing. Dang, Gina. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, you can follow my journey. I'm gonna go through what he shared pretty much for free on a newsletter. And I'm trying to convert these things into like I've taken what he's written and then I just pretty much add fields and fill in like as if it's a worksheet. Let me see where I got to. I know there's I made one for internal use and then I made one for general use. And I might as well just look for his post and be like, hey, for anyone who's building a newsletter, I'm gonna add this worksheet here. Enjoy. See what happens. Yeah. So content is your greatest growth lever. Content market fit combined with a great growth plan can create exceptional outcomes. Without content market fit, growth will always feel like a slog and you'll never have an exceptional outcome. It's true. So here's golden principles. Let's go ahead and highlight this because to remind myself. Golden. Second to content, retention is a wildly underrated growth strategy. It is far easier to keep an existing subscriber who's in your niche and already consumes newsletters than trying to convince someone new to join the party. It's really true. So far, retention has been good. Our unsubscription rate, sometimes it could be that the email bounced and it was fake. So far it's going well, but I would love to outpace with new subscribers. Have new subscribers versus like starting to, get the subscription rate to drop. So newsletter growth is almost always not like social growth. It's slow and steady, linear most of the time, with stepwise pops periodically. Quality of subscriber should be greater than quantity of subscribers. I love this. This makes me happy because right now we don't have a lot. So, it makes sense that our growth tactics needs to be like focus on the quality. So a part of me is thinking like, oh, I would love to have at least 1,000 but it needs to be actual target audience of business owners and tech folks. Quality of subscriber is greater quantity, whether you're monetizing with ads, selling products to your audience, or literally just using your newsletter as a tool to build trust. It will always, always, always make sense to have a smaller, more engaged subscriber base. That is crucial, and that's reassuring. Thank you so much, Alex. So like I said, this one has option 1 and then option 2. I might as well dive into this in the next live because this is coming on the long side here. So yeah, this is to monetize step 1. This is step 1 under option 2, I believe. So list out all the hubs, calculate your marketing math. Yeah. I wish we could have co-launched with a distributor. I am in contact with some folks that might be able to collaborate with me. But who knows? Who knows? Let me see here. So yeah, I'm gonna save this for the next one. I'm gonna make sure, hopefully my team remembers to, let me make sure. I'll have to double check what we have planned for the next time. But anyways, that's pretty much at 30 minutes, guys. A few reminders about upcoming events, and I've been thinking about this. I might have to, and I've been doing weekly drawings. And it seems like not a ton of people actually want their freebie when we contact them. No, it's true. Like we have people who claim them, and we did have our policy where like if nobody responds, we don't we throw the prize back into the drawing pool. But yeah, I'm thinking that the frequency might not stay the same just for the sake of time, and we will probably have to go back to the drawing board. I actually have this plan in place too, where I want people to refer and they get a prize. But we're kind of like not at the stage yet. I think once we hit a certain number, then maybe yeah, that makes sense. But reminders about, let me go ahead and stop sharing this because we do have a couple things. I did share Impact Week last week, and we also have, and of course I have a little, we have, no. So we have the Taltech conference. We have the speakers for the Taltech conference, and I have my entire camera pulled up for y'all to see. Let me, here you go. Where are you? Of course, in a different window. Yeah, here it is. Here, just for everyone to see it. Yes, if they will let me. It's funny because I guess um we have Mike Dennison. He's going to be the keynote speaker in the morning. You guys should go register now, ASAP, like now. Why is that warning up there? So and then we also have some amazing panelists. We're gonna start posting on Teletech and just, we've got really cool programming for the day and you don't want to miss it, guys. You guys got to be there. So let me also there's Impact Week that's happening in November, but what's coming up soon that most people don't even realize, which people need to know about, let's see. Yeah, the programming for FSU Discovery Days is up. This is October 7th through 12th. And it's going to cover and highlight everything related to FSU. So research and creative activity. This is like their annual, almost like an open house, really, for people to check out what's happening with certain research related initiatives. So FSU Health, they're trying to, they're going to cover everything related to tackling rare childhood diseases. This is Monday, Florida Research Development Alliance annual conference, and then, different things that's ideal for the research community. On Tuesday, they've got all kinds of events related to bridging the gap. And it looks like this is related to medicine too. So research related to, and I'm interested in this very much so. Tallahassee Orthopedic Clinic CEO Mike Boblitz is going to be speaking there. And then this one's a virtual town hall event. Interesting. But I'd really like to tour the new the IRCB is easier to say, but they're going to have an open house for the IRCB. There's some other things here. I'm not exactly sure what they're about. Ooh, Seminole Legacy Golf Club. That's cool. And then a lot of this is happening at Innovation Park. Why engaging the public matters. I'm not exactly sure what that is about. Who's speaking there? Looks like it's not. They're going to highlight faculty, I believe. Not sure what that is for. Kaleidoscope. Ooh, innovation in the arts and humanities. It's in a music hall. That looks interesting. And then Ignite. Oh, yay! This one. Yes. Ignite Tallahassee's open house. This is cool. So this is going to be at the new lab, formerly known as North Florida Innovation Labs. So pretty soon, officially, there will be, there's going to be a panel on VC and angel funding. Cool. That's nice. Keynote address by Louis Foreman, founder and chief executive at Inventus, an integrated product design and engineering firm. Cool. I'm glad I stumbled on this because I wouldn't have noticed it because everything looks the same. As a designer, I know that I'm a little peeved. But, so you got to read. The lazy side of me does not want to read. I want to see the visuals first. Okay. Empowering successful aging with AI and data. That looks interesting. That's really neat, actually. With director Z, FSU professor of sociology, Don Carr, and special guest George Damaris from the University of Pennsylvania. And this one is going to be fun. I don't know okay, you can get an event pass, but this one is their pitch event, and there's going to be a cash prize. It's pretty much like Shark Tank. So I would imagine this is going to get packed, and it's from 3 to 5. So this is on a Wednesday, 3 to 5 p.m., October 9th. Save the date. Oh, IMAX Challenger Center is also hosting an event. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you click on event pass, I wonder, it looks like it's free. Huh, interesting. There's no clarity if there's going to be a fee or not. Wait, let me see. Huh, interesting. And it takes you to, okay, it makes you leave the site. Anyways, back to the programming. Here. Yeah, and then there's more programming the rest of the week. So yeah. Oh, cool. Women in Science, Inspiring the Next Generation. Event is free, registration is required. Oh, that's cool. It looks like the featured speakers will be the president's wife and Vice President for Research, Stacey Patterson, National High Mag Lab Director, Kathleen. It includes breakfast. I'm interested in this. How do you register? There's no link. I'm gonna have to find out how to get there. But anyways, those are all really interesting events. Saturday morning physics. Ooh, explore the world of wheels, gyroscopes, and spinning objects. And this is in the Richards building. I wish I had so much time to go to all of these, but I'm not going to be able to attend all of these. But it's okay. This is their own version of like a giant open house for all the different research departments. So that's really cool. Anyways, in case you didn't know, Discovery Days is happening, all related to STEM and tech. Research is all about that and innovation. So save the dates for October 7th through 12th. We're going to try to push that content out as well. And Impact Week is our partner for the month, so we're highlighting everything related to their events for November because we would love for as many people to attend. I will go ahead and conclude. I believe I covered everything that we were supposed to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to pause on the frequency of giveaways, and then not until I'm caught up with people contacting people, all the winners. Then we'll resume, and then I would love to relaunch it back with the referral program. So hope my team is listening and then they can see this. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. I would love to feature a guest. I've reached out to some folks and talk about their story. So we have someone scheduled for the end of September. And if you're interested and you love to be featured on CityClips, we'd love to have you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.